Hey dudes, just a short one for you today. I just had this concept in my head and needed to get it out of my brain and onto the internet. Today, I want to talk about the BOON Cycle, or specifically the card that is left out of the discussion. Now, the BOON Cycle is a cycle, which I guess if you don't know what a cycle is basically just a collection of cards that share some sort of pattern, just some sort of thematic connection. With the Boon Cycle, you'll see this right away. We have Healing Salve, which is an instant that costs 1 white mana, and you can prevent the next 3 damage or heal 3 life. Then you have Ancestral Recall, which is just target player draws 3 cards for a blue mana. This is also an instant. Then there's Dark Ritual, which is for black mana. This was an interrupt, then a mana source, and is now an instant, now that those don't exist. This just gives you 3 black mana. Then you have Lightning Bolt, which is 1 red, costs 1 red. It's an instant and it deals 3 damage to any target. And then Giant Growth, the last one, costs a green and gives a creature +3/+3 until end of turn. So it's easy to see that these are a cycle, right? They all cost the same mana. Their names all have 2 words in them. And the big one is that they all deal with the number 3 in some way. So this is the Boon Cycle, but Alpha also had another card that kind of fits all of these requirements. It's called Natural Selection. Natural Selection is an instant that costs a single green mana, and the text is, look at the top 3 cards of any player's library. You may opt to rearrange those 3 cards or shuffle the entire library. That fits the cycle, right? Like, am I going crazy here? It's 2 words in the name, green mana cost, and deals with 3. And yeah, I know the whole, but the Boon Cycle is supposed to represent what the color does and what it's capable of, and kind of like provide context. But I kind of don't fall for that. Like, I don't think cycles were something that Richard Garfield was originally thinking about when he made the game. I think this is just a natural progression of, game designers designing things that are fun and human brains enjoying pattern recognition. Like, it's half of all games ever, right? I think it's just something natural that happened, not a concept that he strove for. And on top of that, Dark Ritual, like, black doesn't generate mana anymore. Name another card that, like, generates mana that they've printed in the last years. Black doesn't really do that anymore. While you're right, Giant Growth definitely represents green more than Natural Selection does, and that's why we have since added it to the Boon Cycle instead of Natural Selection. But, the only other argument I could see is that it hasn't been printed since Unlimited, but Ancestral Recall has seen the exact same amount of reprints. But anyways, those are my points as to why we should remember our boy Natural Selection and make him an honorary member of the Boon Cycle, because he does the same fucking thing. And that art is sweet as hell. I really, really enjoy. Um, oh, I used to know that guy's name too. He's in a comic from like 94, 93, real early into Magic. I don't remember. He's a Planeswalker. He never showed up again though. Um, you might be asking, what's my point here? I do not have one. This whole video has been a waste of yours and my time. Also, Mana Vault. Mana Vault could kind of be considered part of this cycle as well, right? I mean, sure, it's a permanent in sorcery speed, so it doesn't do those, but it has 2 words in the name. It costs 1 mana, colorless, but 1 mana all the same, and it deals with 3. It gives you 3 colorless mana. Anyways, this has been a video about nothing. Sorry for wasting your time. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you give a shit. But anyway, I hope you have a magical day. Thanks for watching.